Luke. Do you want to come up? Big round of applause for Luke, also his first time here. Woo!
I've never done this before, so it's the first time. I write poems about inequality, the importance of aspiration, and having hard conversations. And the first poem's called If an Addict Had a Contract, and it's just to open your eyes into the world of addiction and people who struggle with recovery, and that if they had a contract, the contract wouldn't get signed in the first place. So this is just a little bit of insight into the world of addiction. It's not everything, but it's just a little bit for you, okay? And it goes like this. I remember waking up in the middle of the night, shivering, sweating, voices rushing through my head telling me all sorts of crazy stuff, thinking to myself, I never signed up for this. I remember taking the long way around the estate just to escape the fate of a deal or fix, thinking to myself, I never signed up for this. I remember when I was a top lad. I remember when everyone wanted to know my name. And now, for some apparent reason, everybody likes to kick me while I'm down. And I'm thinking to myself, I never signed up for this. And this is a poem, it's called Everyday Struggles and Your Postcode Wars. I lived in London growing up, and in the South London area, and I used to venture off to Vauxhall and Brixton, and that's where all my family lived, and they're all together. And we moved up years ago from London, and I've lived in South Yorkshire the longest. And I was watching a film called Boy Blue, and everything just came back to me. The life that we were living, the things we were surrounded by. Like, you walk down the road and you've got to worry about gangs and crime, and if you've got no role models, it's a hard place to be. And I just wanted to write a poem just to show some empathy and some expression for the inequalities of the world, living in the urban areas, the ghettos like Sheffield, various different places, and the harsh realities of what can be. Okay, and it goes like this. Everyday struggles in your postcode wars. My brother Timmy has to go to school today. There's always a possibility he might not make it home. That's why I look no further than today and take my life one day at a time. I pray to God my brother Timmy makes it home today. My brother Timmy has to go to school today. There's always a possibility he might not make it home. Unfortunately, the kids around my way need to be careful of gangs and crime, thanks to the postcode wars. I pray to God my family don't need to bury another loved one. My brother Timmy has to go to school today. There's always a possibility he might not make it home. And I ain't joking, I'm sick and tired of visiting burials and overthinking the consequences of my loved ones, and the lasting effects of these postcode wars. I pray to God he'll put an end to knife crime, guns and violence, and help these ghetto youths aspire to make our communities better for me, you, and everyone. And that's all I've got to say about that one. Sorry about the dynamics. There's one more poem. I weren't going to say this tonight, but I feel like it's okay to say this. And it's called No One to Talk To. And like I said before, kids in ghettos and all around us, they grow up in broken homes, they have no role models. So you go down the road and your role models are the ones in the parks, and they're holding weapons, and that's all you've got to look forward to, unfortunately, until somebody comes along and switch on the right light bulbs. And it's called No One to Talk To. And it goes like this. Every child needs a role model. Every child needs a father figure, a little inspiration. I walked down the street to play games in the park, swords, 9mm, blades. They weren't scared to use them. No one to talk to, no man to man. So we turned to the gangsters and gun dealers for a little bit of love and togetherness. Every child needs a role model. Every child needs a father figure, a little inspiration. I go to school to get an education, knowing full well anything could happen if I don't keep it shut. I'll end up in a body bag. No one to talk to, no man to man. So we turned to the gangsters and gun dealers for a little bit of love and togetherness. Every child needs a role model. Every child needs a father figure, a little inspiration. I go to the local estate knowing full well if I know too much, I could end up with a price tag on my name. No one to talk to, no man to man. So we turn to the gangsters and gun dealers for a little bit of love and togetherness. And that's the life of a ghetto child. No man shall judge me. Thank you. That's just a bit of insight, okay?
Thank you, Luke. That was brilliant. I've been meaning to introduce you to Tracy.